And we are in line 10. Why should the nations say, where is their God? Let there be known among the nations in our sight the avenging of the blood of your servants which has been shed. And so this is a lot in this one line, in line 10, in this one line. So it says, why should the nations say, where is their God? And so remember we read about this question before with the sons of Korah in Psalm 42:10. Let's turn there. Psalm 42:10, that says, as with a breaking of my bones, my enemies reproach me, while they say to me all day long, where is your God? And so clearly the enemies are going to continue to reproach or revile, saying that, I'm doing all this to you, where is God? He's not going to come and help you, and stuff like that. And so basically Asaph is saying the same thing. Why should the nations say, where is their God? Let there be known among the nations, or among the Gentiles in our sight, the avenging of the blood of your servants which has been shed. So he's asking God, why should the nations say that? Let there be known among the nations in our sight, the avenging of the blood of your servants which has been shed. And so remember that avenge is to retaliate for an evil done. So he's asking God, go get him, God. Pay him back. 11. Let the groaning of the prisoner come before you, according to the greatness of your power. Preserve those who are appointed to die, and return to our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach with which they have reproached you, O Lord. And so let's elaborate on 11. So let the groaning of the prisoner come before you, according to the greatness of your power, so according to the greatness of your arm. And so that sends us to Psalm 102:20. That says, to hear the groaning of the prisoner, to loose those appointed to death. To hear the groaning of the prisoner, to loose those appointed to death. So I just corroborate how the prisoner groans. And so let the groan of the prisoner come before you, according to the greatness of your power, according to the greatness of your arm. Preserve those who are appointed to die. So keep those who are appointed to die. 12. And return to our neighbors sevenfold, because the ones who are around Jerusalem, the neighbors are the ones who was causing them all kind of problems. So, and return to our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom. And so that sends us to Genesis 4:15, talking about the sevenfold with Cain. And the Lord said to him, therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken to him on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. So basically, that seven is just corroborating that whenever God is taking vengeance, those who did something has to repay sevenfold. So that just corroborate that. And so, and basically, so the neighbors that were around him causing wreaking all this havoc, he's asking God to repay them sevenfold for what they had done. And so, right. And then so look at the B part of 12. It says, their reproach, which they have reproached you, O Lord. And so that sends us to 74:10. And we're going to camp out there for a little bit. 74:10, Psalm 74:10. That says, O God, how long will the adversary reproach? Will the enemy blaspheme your name forever? And then also 74:18. That says, remember this, that the enemy has reproached, O Lord, and that a foolish people has blasphemed your name. And then 22, that says, arise, O God, replete your own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproaches you daily. And so basically, Asaph is using this scripture, that he had, this psalm as a reference scripture, or it was referring us back to something that he already said about that taunting and that reviling against God. And so God is not going to be reviled against, and God is not going to take all that taunting. And so, and that's what's going to, he was bringing God that back to God's remembrance, so God can take vengeance. And so let's move into well, what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and break here, and then we'll move into our last line, and which is our last stanza for Psalm 79. And then that have 7 reference scriptures, so I'm not going to try to go over, and so we'll just break and end it in the next segment.